What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about the Superman trailer that was released, James Gunn's Superman trailer that was released. And yes, I know, I'm late to the party, but I wanted to do not much of a trailer reaction because, admittedly, I've already seen the trailer. I couldn't stay away. I mean, it was everywhere on Twitter. So I've seen the trailer already, and I figured I'd make a video and kind of talk to you about what my reactions slash thoughts are about the trailer because I have some and I had mixed feelings about it. Let me say straight from the get-go that I wasn't a big fan of the Snyder version of Superman because I don't like his style and the gray and deep dark, that kind of thing I'm not into. So I was actually really excited about James Gunn's Superman because he makes everything bright and light. And I had heard a lot about his version being the hopeful Superman, and I was excited. I was excited to see what he had to offer. Now, I'm sure you guys have all seen the trailer, so I'm not going to do a full reaction to it here again because, as I said, I've seen the trailer. So we're just going to kind of go through it and talk about it, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So again, I was excited because I wanted to see this hopeful Superman he's bringing to the table. So first it starts like this. We've got snow and ice. Oh, somebody crashes. Who could that be, I wonder? Oh, it's Superman. So here's Superman lying in the snow, breathing heavily because I guess he's been beaten up. So you can tell he's obviously been in a fight. Then it cuts to Clark Kent in this busy, bustling street. His hair is awful. I mean, absolutely, probably one of the worst hairstyles I've ever seen. This is like that Zoomer, Gen Z, whatever haircut that they got going on. And I guess I kind of get why they did it. They want to appeal to the younger generation of people, I guess. Terrible haircut, though. My God, I hate it. And I can see why he would choose a haircut like that for Clark because Lois Lane's supposed to hate him. So you can easily hate someone with this haircut. Like, it's like, oh no. So then you see him walking in this bustling street. Right away, you can't really tell what time this is in. And as the trailer goes forward, you can't really tell what era or time this is in, which is kind of strange and interesting at the same time. So he's going into the Daily Planet. There he is breathing in, breathing heavily. I mean, he's been beaten up, and not a lot of people can do that to Superman. So you're just kind of left wondering, "Oh no, what happened?" So the music I actually do like. I don't mind it. And then okay, so you go into this scene with the Daily Planet, and again, you can't really tell what era this is in because you got flat screen monitors, but then again, you got this kind of like orange hue with orange desks and stuff. I thought it was going to be kind of like a throwback to this late 60s, 70s era with because they liked a lot of orange colors back then, like orangey colors. I was like, is this supposed to be in that era? But no, not really. And then you got this lovely young lady here dressed very interestingly here. I thought that this was interesting choice of outfit, so it's like, oh, she's kind of wearing a dress. That's nice for where she is because there's also this lady, and you're like, oh, what is she wearing? That's a weird juxtaposition in the extras. Then we get this shot of Lois Lane, and I gotta say, I was very unimpressed with Lois Lane's first introduction. I don't like what she's wearing. I think this is a terrible outfit to put her in. She's wearing this kind of frumpy t-shirt with a vest over it, and then as you zoom out you kind of get the whole picture of the outfit. She's got this kind of parachute pants, which is very 70s style, and again, you don't really know what era this is being portrayed in, and maybe that's on purpose, but I was like, okay, whatever. But I didn't like the outfit. My introduction to all of Superman lore was through the 90s animated series. So, of course, what's in my mind when I first think of Lois Lane is this picture, and Lois Lane being not that over sexualized. She's showing some leg. There's some sexuality being shown here, and I like that. I like that from the cartoon versus basically kind of really taking out the attractiveness of Lois Lane for The trailer, I thought it was a little bit disappointing. There's also even like this version from the comics where she's clearly wearing a dress, and it's definitely not the same as like a pantsuit. I would have preferred if she was in some type of dress or skirt or something that didn't make her look so frumpy. That t-shirt just didn't do her justice. Here's another picture representing Lois, and I think this is just a fan art, but still showing that you can have a classy Lois Lane with showing her feminine features without being embarrassed by it, which it seemed to me like that's what's going on with James Gunn and his version of Lois Lane. You don't have to cover her up. It's weird to me. I don't know. I just didn't like the outfit at all. Okay, moving on. Outfit was terrible. She looks good though. I like her hair. At least her hair is long. You can hate this guy for sure. This look, I can see why she would hate him. Director of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. I thought that was funny just because this is a DC movie and they're like, hey, check out like this guy from Marvel. So that's funny. Then you get a picture of the farm. Looks great. Then you get a little teaser shot of Jonathan Kent, which is his adoptive father from Earth. What the hell is going on with this casting? I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure he's probably a nice man. I'm not trying to throw shade at the actor or anything, but it didn't do it for me. Like, I'm like, okay, I mean, we had Kevin Costner playing Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel, and I thought his performance was great. I didn't like the character of Jonathan Kent in Man of Steel. I thought the character was awful, but somebody like Kevin Costner is a big mantle here. So then you have this guy, which is a very overweight Jonathan Kent. And I just feel like if you're a farmer and you've worked on the farm your whole life, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. And this guy like just does not look like a farmer to me. He just doesn't give farmer vibes, like other than the plaid shirt he's wearing. He looks like he's a couch potato. So I'm just like, oh, I'm not feeling the Jonathan Kent casting here at all. Nice shot of the father and son though. This summer. Okay, so then he whistles for the dog. And we get introduction of Crypto. Now, I've never read the comics. I don't know anything about Crypto or, what he's about. And so this is kind of exciting for me. I'm like, oh, Crypto, that's cute. And he's telling him to take him home. Obviously, he's talking about the last scene, right? Now, this is the first image we get of Superman actually being a hero. So this is definitely a shot of he's a hero. I mean, he is definitely doing a Superman thing here. Great shot. But this is, and then, Lex Luthor looks great. Lex Luthor looks fantastic in this. Love it. I love Lex Luthor. I think that his name is something Holt. I'm terrible at names, but I think he looks the part, looks great. I'm loving it. Loving Lex Luthor. Another shot of him being hero-ish, breaking out of that thing. I like this shot of the Superman flag being raised. Didn't like this, although I know this is kind of from comics or whatever, where people are just don't liking him. This was also done in the Snyderverse version, which I was like, I'm not really feeling this, just because I'm not really feeling it in terms of the trailer. Because again, it's not bringing hope. It's bringing defeat, and like this. We're gonna go to this in just a second. But this shot of Superman being just fed up, and then you start the trailer with him being completely wrecked and in ruins, and calling for his dog to come get him. Again, not giving me hope at all so far. Then you have like Nate. This is actually my least complaint here. I just think this is funny and comic accurate for the Green Lantern guy that he's playing, for the character he's playing. There's been a lot of discussions on Twitter about the way he looks, but I think when you do comic accurate stuff, you're going to start seeing some silly stuff. And so he looks silly. The bowl haircut is silly, but I'm almost okay with it in terms of, because for the feel that he's going for, like this very 70s style, weird, comic accurate Superman, it fits. Then you have Hawkgirl. Okay, and so part of my complaint about this is you start getting introduced to a lot of characters all of a sudden. Like all of a sudden, it's like, here's Hawkgirl, here's this guy, here's this guy, Nathan Fillion, then that's Hawkgirl. Then it's like this weird, crazy dragon guy. Then you see an intimate scene with Lois Lane, and you're like, oh, okay, Lois Lane. This is an interesting scene because this was the first picture we got where he was putting on his boots and there was something going on outside, and everybody was kind of like, what is this picture? Like, why is he just like hanging out and putting on his shoes while there's crazy shit going on outside? And I guess this is actually part of the movie. And maybe Lois is trying to convince him to act like Superman and go, because that's the kind of scene it just kind of gives. Like, you need to go and do something. I know people hit you in the head with cans and stuff, but you're Superman, go do your thing. Then you get this shot of them going at it. And I think this shot is completely unnecessary for this trailer. And here's why. Because give us something to wait for. One thing is, I mean, I don't know if this is like a dream sequence or whatever, but she's clearly kissing Clark Kent in this. And I mean, she doesn't know Clark Kent is Superman. So, like, maybe this is like one of those weird sex dreams she's having where she hates him so much, but then she's like, oh, I don't know, like it's in her subconscious, she thinks she's Superman. So they're like kissing or something. I don't know, but this seems like very out of place. And honestly, we don't need you to show us a kissing scene between Superman and Lois in the trailer. This is something you have to build up to. I keep saying this, guys. The art of trailer making has been lost. And this is why, because this is something that is called a build-up. You don't just give away this passionate kiss in the middle of your trailer. I mean, it's almost at the end, but still, terrible, terrible I mean, they're going at it. Then you have this like weird, again, like more characters being added, more things being thrown at you. Then you have this weird robot scene where Superman is clearly distraught over this robot. Now, I don't know if this robot maybe was like a Lois Lane bot or like what is going on with this robot, but whatever happened, I mean, it clearly sacrificed itself for Superman or something. Something must have happened. It's very emotional. This is the kind of scene you would think that it would be with Lois Lane versus this robot. I don't know what this is. I'm just like, okay, all right. Then you get this really cool scene. Then you have another person, some rando. I don't know who this is. Again, more characters being thrown at you, more characters. Some cool effects. Then you get a really cool shot of Lex Luthor, obviously going evil. Then you get him being Superman, being dragged by the dog, more Superman action, but he's fighting another character. Mr. Terrific is here. The only reason I know this guy is because of Arrowverse. I like the way he looks, though. He looks much better than the Arrowverse version. He looks badass. There he is. Then you have another scene of him kissing Lois Lane. Bro, you keep this for the movie. You don't give all your cards away in the trailer. I mean, at the very least, they should have taken out that middle kissing scene. When it comes to stuff like this, it has to be a passionate scene where they're like really close together, but they're not kissing yet because you're building up the kiss for the audience in the movies when they finally kiss and you're like, oh, yay, like they're kissing. He's floating up in the air. You want to show the before this happens, not this. The art of trailer making, people. Then you have some fight flame thing. He's flying into the sun. Right. This is the kind of scene I'm talking about. It's kind of intimate again. I mean, in this case, she's hugging him, but you see how they're like close and intimate. This is the kind of scene that you would want instead of like the full blown kiss because you want to build up anticipation. That's literally the point of this trailer is to build up anticipation. And what it did is it didn't build up anticipation. And so therefore, I didn't like the trailer. Now, some of the stuff that people have complained about is some of the lighting and the fact that it's very saturized. It looks really weird. But I don't know why people are complaining about that because it actually really reminded me of the way he shot the Suicide Squad. And there's scenes in the Suicide Squad trailer, which the color scheme looks very similar to this. This is definitely James Gunn. That's his style. So a lot of people are kind of like going, oh, like, why does it look like this? Well, that's James Gunn. Just like the way Snyder has his style, James has his style. So his style is very vibrant colors, all popping at you, but also monotone in the background. So you got monotone backgrounds and then very vibrant colors. it's a style that he does, and he's very good at it. I mean, look at this scene. Very, very similar in the Suicide Squad trailer to the new Superman trailer. It's a style. You may not like it. I don't mind it. I prefer James Gunn's style over Zack Snyder's, and I'm still kind of hopeful to see what he has to offer, but it's not without complaints. He's definitely not as hopeful as I wanted him to be. It's definitely showing a much more defeated Superman that I wanted. Starting the scene, just the starting shot of him just being beat up, I was like, really? That's how you're going to start Superman? A little disappointing, a little bit disappointing. But having said all of that, I would like to know what you all think about the trailer and my breakdown of it. Did you pick up some of the stuff I did? Do you agree? Do you disagree? You're like, no, man, Lois Lane looks hot. I'm really feeling that frumpy shirt on her. Please let me know in the comments down below. But there you go. That was my reaction slash thoughts on the trailer. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.